Hey guys, welcome to another video on Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving and investing. If these topics are of interest to you, then please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So this video will be about investing, specifically about dividend income. So I have been investing for many years now. I think I'm coming up, this year will be 10 years since I started investing in general, and then I started managing my own investments since 2020, and that's when I started paying more attention to how much dividend income I was getting from the stock portfolio that I had. So today's video, we are going to take a look back at the last, I want to say 4 years, including 2020, and then also what my portfolio of £90,000 actually brought me in 2023. So that's the gist around this video. I do have my old notebook because that's where I last wrote the dividend income that I received in 2023 on 31st of December 2023. I kind of just wrote, like, I went back to 2020 and I wrote everything down. So before we get ahead of ourselves, what is dividend income? Essentially, dividend income is income that you get from company stocks that you hold, or the company that you've invested in that pays dividend. Not all company stocks are created equal, and not all pay dividends. Some pay dividends, some do not, and then some that do, you could have it set up that it auto reinvest, and some you could just have as money sitting in there and then you choose how you want to invest. For my Vanguard portfolio, specifically my Vanguard ISA, I have the dividend that the funds pay come into the account, and then I reinvest. I choose which of the funds that I'm investing in that I want to send that money to. Same thing with my free trade portfolio. I also have them pay the dividend into the account, then I reinvest. But there are other platforms that you can have it auto reinvest, so you get to know, sometimes I don't know if you know, but you get to know how much dividend income you've made and what was reinvested in the annual statement. So for me personally, I choose to have that in my account. I've chosen funds that paid, it stays in my account, then I reinvest myself. So looking back at my investing history, like I said, I started to manage my investments personally in 2020, but I have been investing since 2014 when I started working for my previous employer, and I invested in the company that I worked with in one single stock, which I don't recommend. And I must preface this video by saying I am not an investment advisor. What I'm sharing is based off my own experience and is not to be treated as advice. Take it with a pinch of salt. Do your own research. Never just listen to any YouTuber telling you should invest this, you should sell this. No, do your own investments or pay an advisor if that's what you want to do. But just know I'm not an investment advisor. I am just sharing with you what I am doing. End of my spiel. So back in 2020, when I started to manage my own investments, I was investing in Barclays Wealth 5 or Wealth 3 funds, and I think I just opened free trade. No, I didn't have free trade then. I think I had a Toro, and I don't know what else I had. But for my Barclays itself specifically, I think I had a portfolio size of over £10,000, and funny enough, the funds that I invested in, I actually invested in the funds and the stocks at the same time. So for 2020, I had made in dividend 107.49 pence. That's how much I had earned in 2020 in dividends. Then in 2021, when I actually had been reading about investments, researching things, I sold some of my, well, I think I sold majority of my positions going into 2021, and then I moved to Vanguard as well. Moved the investments that I had with Barclays to Vanguard. So because I'd sold some positions, I ended up with lower lower dividend income in 2021. So it was £92.06. So it was lower than the previous year, which was 107. Then in 2022, by then I was more comfortable with my investment. I was doing what is pound cost averaging or dollar cost averaging, and I invest every single month on the same day, same amount kind of thing. And if I have additional income though, I will send that. Like when I get my bonus, I try to send a little bit more towards my investments. So in 2022, I ended up with dividend income of £280.64. So that was 2022. Now with 2023, I decided to give myself a goal of £300 because I had made 280 in 2022. So I knew my funds were going to grow. I knew that, but we were still in the market was still very volatile, so I wasn't sure yet how much the companies were going to pay out in dividends, the companies that I invested in. But I ended up with £378.24 as my dividend income in 2023. So 2022 I was at 280 and I almost went up £100 more in 2023, which is absolutely incredible. So my goal was definitely 300, but I was £73.24 higher than what I had planned. So this got me thinking, for 2024, where would I like to see my dividend income? I would like to actually reach £400. If I reach 373, I'm sure I can reach £400 in 2024. And then I also decided to put a stretch goal for myself of £500. So that would be good if I can earn £500 in 2024 with respect to my dividend income. I'll try and make a video, God willing, in 2025 and let you know if I'm able to accomplish this goal. But that is my goal for 2024. But I honestly am very, very surprised at how much my dividend income increased. But then again, I did say my portfolio size is over 90K as we were closing 2023. But not everything that I invest in pays dividends. I think I should make that clear. I have 5 funds with Vanguard. 3 of them pay dividends. The other 2 do not, as far as I'm aware. So there is that. Then I invest on free trade as well. I think a bunch of the stocks, single stocks that I invest in, pay dividend, but not all of them pay dividend. And then dividend is also not guaranteed. If the company really did well, then obviously you get to see that reflected. But if they didn't do so well, then again, that's reflected. And I actually have my iPad here, and I'm just going to quickly go into my 2023 tracker because I was tracking my dividends as well across the year. And what I noticed is this. I'm just going to focus on, I'll put a screenshot of this spreadsheet in the video, but what I noticed for the bottom 3 investments from Vanguard, so that's VUSA, the S&P 500, the VHYL, so this is my high yield dividend ETF, and then my VFEM, which is the emerging markets. So in April, so they pay out every quarter. So they pay out for March. Actually, you receive it in April. So I received from the S&P 500 £17. From the high yield, I got £20, and from the emerging market £6. Then in July, for the June payment, I went down slightly with the S&P 500 to £16, and then the high yield actually went up to almost £40, and then the got my sister's dog here, she's driving me insane. Okay, and then the high yield went up to almost £40, and emerging markets went up a whole £10 more than what it was in April. I know, darling, I'm almost done. So to £16, almost £17 in July. Are you cold? Are you cold? I know, darling. I know. 1 second. And then for December, because this is now January, I saw that it's now been paid out. So I recorded that for December. So for S&P 500, still £16, a little bit lower than what I received in October. For high yield, also went down compared to what I received. Actually, I skipped one, didn't I? Yes, sorry, I got confused by my dog. But in October, £16 went down in for S&P 500. October again for high yield went down to 26. We remember in July it was 39. And then for emerging markets, this actually went up again. So it went up in July, it went up in October. In October, it went up to £27, which was chef's kiss. Then for December pay, which came out in January, but I've included as a December payment, £16 still for S&P 500, £20. So my high yield went down to £20, and my emerging markets went even further down to £7. So as you can see, it's kind of like all over the place. So depends on so many factors how much the company pays, one of them being how the company did, second thing also being how much you have invested. So for me, even though I increased my positions in these companies, it still didn't go up as much as I thought it would, but that's also okay. So but yeah, that is my dividend income spiel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and me and Malia are going to go get some coffee, and I'll see you guys in my next video.